So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at this box. So we do get a very basic style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box, and on the window in white does say SH Figuarts and Majin Buu. On the right side we do get a few images of the figure. Then we do get the warning blah 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 blah, toy animation Dragon Ball Z Tamashii Nations and Bandai. And then here's the bottom of the box with a couple images of the Majin Buu figure there. Then here's the top of the box with more images on the right along with the window. Then here's the one side of the box with more of the window. And then the other side of the box does have some more images of Majin Buu. And then the back of it does show a bunch of cool poses you can get the figure into along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at this character who just took a blanket and tied it around his neck pretending it's a cape and also wears a vest. That definitely does not fit his size. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Tamashii Nations did a pretty damn good job with this Majin Buu, especially for the size of it, but the detail I think was handled pretty damn well on this figure. The face sculpts look just like Buu, like how he did in the series. Nice paint all throughout the face right there, and you could kind of see where they attached the faces on all his alternate head sculpts. There is a line that goes all over his face right there. I don't know if the camera's picking up on it, but see, you can see it in person. It's something minor, but figured I'd point it out for you guys. We do get the holes on the top of his head that are sculpted, and then we get the black paint in there, same within the ears. And then we do get the weird thing on the top of his head, which turned out pretty good also. And then we do get his cape here. This piece is glued, I guess, on the figure. And the sculpt of it looks really nice, and we do get some shading on it and everything, but these hard plastic articulated capes are just straight up trash, man. They're the worst type of capes you can give with the figure. My girlfriend is going to be making a Majin Buu cape, and those will hopefully be up for sale very soon. We just need to get some purple cloth for it, so you can have a wired cloth cape for your Majin Buu instead of the crappy one Tamashii Nations gave us. But for the torso here, we do get his vest, and we get some clean paint all throughout the gold right there. There isn't really any sculpted wrinkles. I guess it's so tight on him, there isn't any. There's just this weird like indent on the back right under the center hole right there. And then on the torso, around his stomach on the waist, we do get a very nice shading right there. As you can see, that looks really nice, but they kind of stopped it on like the side of the torso, and it's not on the back anywhere, so it's only on his stomach. And you have to be careful with the black right there, because if you rub it up against his stomach, you're going to get some paint rub, as you can see right here, so just be cautious with that. And then for the arms, I did notice a small QC issue here. The left arm, the holes, they're painted black, but my right arm holes are painted red. I could even see the red paint bleeding onto the pink right there, so I don't know why the hell those were painted red. Meanwhile, they're supposed to be black. That is a very odd QC issue. Let me know if any of you have this issue with your Majin Buu, because it's just such a weird issue. I don't know if anybody else is going to experience that issue, but does kind of suck. It is something I figured I'd mention to you, but throughout the arms look great. Some shading would have looked nice on it, same with on the gloves, but the gloves did turn out pretty good. We get a few sculpted wrinkles on there as well. Now for the pants here, or the diaper, some people are calling it a diaper, but I mean, that's what it looked like he was wearing in the series anyway, so you can't really complain that it looks like a diaper, you know. But we get some beautiful sculpted wrinkles all throughout it, and we get such a subtle shading in it. It turned out really nice. It's barely noticeable, but it's noticeable enough that you can tell there is some subtle shading on it, and it just turned out really good, and the sculpt of it looks great also. Same with on the legs there as well. And then we do get the Majin M symbol with some nice clean gold paint on there, and the M is sculpted in there. And then for the lower legs, not much going on around the black part there. But then we do get his boots. Would have looked nice with some shading, but we do get some sculpted wrinkles around the ankles that actually look pretty good. And then the feet turned out really well also. Then the bottom of them, not much going on. But overall, I think Tamashii Nations handled the detail pretty damn good on this figure. Could have been a little bit better, but I think the paint sculpt was handled pretty damn good. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we really don't get a whole bunch included with this Majin Buu. Yeah, I know the figure's much larger, but I mean, it really would have been awesome if they could have included like a few more things, like some more junk food, or maybe like an alternate face, like the handsome Majin Buu face right here. I think that would have been a funny accessory to add with the figure. But what we do get with this Buu, We do get his cape, which comes in 3 parts. So we do have the left piece, the middle piece, and then the right piece. And it does have some nice subtle shading all throughout it, and the sculpted wrinkles look pretty cool, like the way it's draping right here. I like the way that looks. The inside of the cape looks pretty nice too, with the shading and the sculpt work. And then we do have the pegs on the top of them, as you can see right there, which I'm about to show you how to connect to Buu right about now. So the way you get the cape on is fairly simple. You have the 3 pegs on the top of each part of the cape. I'd say point all the pegs up. That's the easiest way to get the cape on. So I usually put the middle one on first. So just line up the peg and then just pop it in once you hear the pop and you know it's in there. Take the left piece, peg that one in. That did not go in yet. Come on, there you go. They can be a bit difficult to get on, but not like extremely difficult. And then there we go. We have that one on. Then the cape can make him a tad bit back heavy, but it's not as bad as like the final form Frieza. So we do get Majin Buu's cape. And then we also get 3 interchangeable heads or faces, and starting on the left here, this is the one that comes on the figure out of the packaging that we already took a look at, and this is like the basic Happy Buu type face. And in the middle here we have the tongue sticking out face, like he's acting like a little brat towards you type face. And over here, to me, this looks like he's up to something type face, and they did a great job with the detail on all 3 alternate heads, and they are fairly simple to get on the neck joint. Sometimes when you're trying to get the head on, the neck joint will fall back, so you got to push it back up. So that's the only irritating thing about swapping out the heads. Other than that, they're fairly simple to swap on and off. So we do get those 3 alternate faces, and then we also get a partially unwrapped chocolate bar that he is in the process of eating. And the chocolate turned out really good. It actually looks like real chocolate. And I like the way it looks unwrapped here. The sculpt of it turned out really good. And the paint's pretty clean for the most part. A little bit of it's bleeding onto the chocolate right there. But other than that, everything else turned out really good on it. And he does come with a pair of gripping hands that grips onto this perfectly. So we do get the chocolate bar. And then we finally get 6 alternate hands. And starting on the right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging. And all the hands are very simple to interchange. And then next, we do get the bratty type hands that go with the tongue sticking out face, so you could do something like this. And then finally we do get the gripping hands, which is meant for the chocolate, and we do get some nice sculpt detail all throughout all 6 hands. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Majin Buu. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Buu. To the very top of his head, it looks like he's about 7 inches tall. Then to the very top of the random thing on the top of his head, it looks like he's a little over 7.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts 2.0 Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Ultimate Gohan, the 2.0 Super Saiyan Vegeta, and the San Diego Comic-Con Piccolo. And I think Buu scales real well with the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts San Diego Comic-Con Broccoli, Nappa, Gladiator Hulk, and the NECA Scarface Predator. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And the reason why I don't have Majin Vegeta up here is because he's getting customized. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Sub-Zero, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Figma Deadpool, and the Marvel Legends Cable. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and since this is a much larger figure, more in width, you're not going to be able to really pose him around too much, but I feel like Tamashii Nations worked in the articulation the best they could. So we do have 2 points at the neck here. The upper neck joint, you could get Majin Buu's head to look up that much, and then down about that much. You do just get a little bit of pivot at the upper neck, and then it does swivel. The lower neck joint does go forward and back a tiny bit, so looks down that much with both joints and up that much with both joints. And then we do get, a little bit of pivot at the lower neck, and then of course it does swivel, so really not the best movement, but he is a very wide figure. Then we do get a waist joint here, which is the only torso movement you will be getting with this figure. So Majin Buu crunches forward decently with that joint, doesn't really go back too much. You only get a tiny bit of pivot out of it, and then it swivels a little bit as well. And then the cape is also articulated in 3 spots, the 2 side pieces and the middle piece. The middle piece can only hinge up and down and can only swivel a little bit. The side pieces can pivot, they can swivel, and then they can hinge up and down. So you can articulate the cape around a little bit, but it's just such a bad design. That is so bad looking. Oh my god. Now for the arms here, we do have a butterfly joint, so you can move his arms pretty far forward with that butterfly joint there. Then you do get a little bit of a circular motion out of the arm, and then the arms do go out to the sides a little more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We do have biceps swiveled, and we do have double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees, and we do have a ball peg on the wrist, so it does swivel, and then you can move the hand all around there. Now for the legs here, they actually worked in the leg articulation pretty good on this Majin Buu. So he can kick forward 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Goes to the back a tiny bit, and then he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. Who would have thought Majin Buu can Jean-Claude Van Damme it? They do not get a swivel up there, but it does swivel where the leg connects into the pants. Then we do have a single jointed knee that bends back about 90 degrees. But then for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up, not too much. Really don't hinge down that much, and then we just get a little bit of an ankle pivot, really bad ankle pivot though, and then we do get a pretty good toe hinge. So overall, the articulation really isn't the best, obviously, but for the size of the figure, I think it's decent for what it is, and you're going to be able to get him into a decent amount of Majin Buu-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Majin Buu. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 8. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks because he did get the early Japan release, but he sold out, so he won't have any more in stock until Bluefin gets it in the US. So you could head over to his website at agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Then on the window white, just say SH Figuarts Majin Buu, and then on the right side, then on the bottom, would you get the warning, blah, 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 Toei Animation, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations. Alrighty then, Bandai. So now for the size of, what? 2.0 Super Saiyan 3 Goku Ultimate? The was that? And finally, we do get the gripping hands for the chocolate pop on and off. Sometimes and the bottom of the feet, not much going on, but not much going on. And then the bottom of the feet, not much going on, but anyway, damn it, just restart that shit.